पब्लिशिंग का भी काम करते हैं। तो गीता प्रेस गोरखपुर अपने आप में एक सस्टेनेबिलिटी का रोल मॉडल है। पिछले 100 सालों में करीबन 42 करोड़ किताबें गीता प्रेस गोरखपुर ने छापी हैं। 42 करोड़ किताबें मतलब कि हर तीसरे इंडियन में एक किताब उन्होंने छापी है। और पिछले 100 सालों से बिना किसी डोनेशन के वो सतत तरीके से सस्टेनेबल गोल और सतत एक ही वर्ड है, तो सतत तरीके से पिछले 100 सालों से उसी रफ्तार से उसी कमिटमेंट से किताबें छाप रहे हैं। और इंटरेस्टिंग सी बात कि 2021 में उनको गांधी पीस प्राइज़ मिला, जो सोशल कंट्रीब्यूशन उन्होंने किए। और पीस और जस्टिस एसडीजी का भी एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल है, इंक्लूडिंग द इंस्टीट्यूशंस विच प्रमोट पीस एंड जस्टिस। तो उनको 1 करोड़ की जो इनाम राशि थी वो ऑफर की गई। उन्होंने प्राइज़ और सम्मान तो लिया, लेकिन वो पैसे उन्होंने रिफ्यूज़ कर दिए, क्योंकि उनकी पॉलिसी या उनके फिलॉसफी में है कि वो किसी की डोनेशन नहीं लेंगे। तो सस्टेनेबिलिटी का एक इतना बड़ा एग्जाम्पल इस सिटी से, और मैं पिछले करीबन 34 सालों से, ये 34 साल पहले जब वो जो मेरा इम्प्रेशन था वो आज पहली बार मैं शहर में आया तो मुझे याद उसी गीता प्रेस गोरखपुर की आई। मेरा मन भी था आज जाने का, लेकिन अमरीश जी ने इतना बैक टू बैक प्रोग्राम रखा, जा नहीं पाया, बट नेक्स्ट टाइम अगेन। तो थैंक यू सो मच आवर पैनलिस्ट। जस्ट वांटेड टू शेयर दैट हाउ थिंग्स कैन बी सस्टेनेबल। और अगर हम लोग ईमानदारी से और सही प्रयास करें तो सस्टेनेबिलिटी इज पार्ट ऑफ द आवर कल्चर, आवर लाइफ, आवर ट्रेडिशंस। अभिजीत जी ने उसके पूरा इतिहास और लेगेसी हमें बता दी है। तो लेट मी जस्ट डायरेक्टली गो टू द हियरिंग फ्रॉम आवर एस्टीम्ड पैनलिस्ट एंड लेट मी बिगिन विद यू अदिति जी। So you have been a doctor, you have been a supermodel, actress, and have been contributing extensively in the area of mental health and well-being. तो ये जो ग्रीन वाइब्स ओनली या जो हरी अनुभूति, शायद हिंदी में ऐसा कुछ होगा, आपने हरा कोट भी पहना हुआ है, तो हरी अनुभूति जो ये है मुझे तो बहुत हो रही है जब से मैं गोरखपुर में आया हूँ, क्योंकि चारों तरफ हरियाली है। सुबह सुबह इन्होंने वॉक तो नहीं हो पाई, टॉक तो हुई, तो इट वाज अ ग्रेट एक्सपीरियंस। तो हरी अनुभूति मुझे तो बहुत हो रही है। आपकी तरफ से सुनना चाहेंगे कि हरी अनुभूति कैसे हो सकती है और कैसे बनी रह सकती है।
फर्स्टली मैं थोड़ा डाइग्रेस करना चाहूँगी। आई वॉन्ट एवरीबडी टू स्टैंड अप। जस्ट सबको रिक्वेस्ट है कि खड़े हो जाइए और थोड़ा स्ट्रेच करिए। प्लीज स्ट्रेच, थोड़ा जितना मर्जी स्ट्रेच करिए एंड देन प्लीज सिट डाउन एंड आई टेल यू द रीजन। प्लीज बैठिए। थैंक यू। यहाँ पे हम सस्टेनेबिलिटी की बात तो कर रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारा जो शरीर है उसे भी तो सस्टेन करना ज़रूरी है। हमारा माइंड है, उसको भी तो सस्टेनेबिलिटी की ज़रूरत है। बाय दैट आई मीन जो ऑक्सीजन हमें चाहिए, तो बैठे बैठे क्या होता है कि वो हमारे ब्रेन को नहीं मिलता। तो जैसे मैं देख रही हूँ एक दूसरे के साथ बात कर रहे हैं, या थोड़ा बोर्डम सेट हो ही जाता है, नथिंग पर्सनल, लेकिन सुबह से जब आप बात दिख भी गया मुझे so I don't blame you guys, it's completely understandable. And since I've flown from Mumbai all the way here, leaving a footprint, of course, carbon footprint by flying here, I understand that. I want to make your time worth it, because I believe that time is something, if we can make that sustainable, everything else will fall in place, right? क्योंकि time is one resource जो हमें ना हो। सर मैं क्या कहूँ, I'm so born with हरियाली, मेरी आंखें green है, right? So and Preeti ji said something very very interesting. I just shared with her that SDG is my father's initials, Sharad Damodar Govitrikar. So I'm a daughter of SDG. तो वो ये तो बनता ही है, right? Now when we think of sustainability, here I am representing goal number 3, which is health and wellness. How is health and wellness connected to sustainability? तो ये मैं मानती हूँ कि जान है तो जहान है। हम एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट की बात करते हैं, लेकिन हमारे अंदर के एनवायरनमेंट का क्या? हम क्या सोच विचार कर रहे हैं, हम क्या खा रहे हैं? यू आर वॉट यू थिंक एंड यू आर वॉट यू ईट। ये दोनों चीज़ें हमें बनाती है, हम जो आइडेंटिटी लेकर घूमते हैं इस धरती पर उसे। So it's very important to look at ourselves कि what are we eating and what are we thinking. Physical health and mental health is the most important component of who you are. If I take away either of the two, who are you? So this is one thought that everybody must introspect. Clean up your internal environment in addition to, of course, looking at your external environment. That's what I would share.
वंडरफुल। जान है तो जहान है। कुछ यही हमारी भी फिलॉसफी है ISW काउंसिल में, क्योंकि गोल नंबर 3 इज़ द वन विच वी कीप इन द सेंटर। तो मेरा जो चश्मा है वो हर चीज़ को हेल्थ की नज़र से ही देखता है, और उसका एक रीज़न ये है कि जो आपने बोला कि जब हम ये रियलाइज़ करने लगेंगे कि हेल्थ को मेंटेन रखना, हेल्थ की सुरक्षा रखना, हेल्थ को प्रिजर्व करना ज़रूरी है, तो हम अपने आसपास की हर चीज़ की सुरक्षा अपने आप करने लगेंगे, क्योंकि हमारी हेल्थ हमारे पे डिपेंडेंट नहीं है, इट इज़ इंटरकनेक्टेड विद एवरीथिंग। तो सेल्फ केयर, सेल्फ कॉन्शियसनेस is the way to sustainability. Absolutely. If you start, valuing yourself, caring for yourself, you will automatically start caring for the people around you. सोनम जी, इस मॉर्निंग में आपने बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात बताई थी कि यू आर अ पेरेंटिंग एक्सपर्ट, सस्टेनेबल पेरेंटिंग एक्सपर्ट। तो आपने बताया कि कैसे आप एक ही आउटफिट को कई बार रिपीट करके, और यही आप अपने बच्चों को भी बताते हैं। ये अच्छी बात है, सुबह से मैं 3 आउटफिट बदल चुका हूँ वैसे लेकिन ये 3 फिर से बदलते रहेंगे सेम, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि तो हमारे जो कंजम्पशन या कंज्यूमरिज्म है, जिसमें somebody was talking yesterday about how Zara brings new fashion almost every 15 days because they nudges you, kind of they try to attract those buyers, they bring that compulsive buying habits. तो कितना डिफ़िकल्ट होता है ये खुद करना, और फिर बच्चों को भी बताना कि you continue to contribute to the sustainability, बिकॉज कई बार ऐसा होता है। मैंने पॉडकास्ट शुरू किया, सॉरी मेरे थोड़े क्वेश्चन लंबे होते हैं क्योंकि मैं थोड़ा अपनी कहानी बीच बीच में डाल देता हूँ, तो बट आपको बोलने का पूरा मौका। तो मैंने एक पॉडकास्ट शुरू किया जिसका नाम है हाउ बोरिंग। हाउ बोरिंग उसका नाम इसलिए है क्योंकि जब भी मैं अपने बच्चों से हेल्थ वेल्थ की बात करता हूँ, कहेंगे पापा क्या बोरिंग बातें कर रहे हो, टॉक समथिंग इंटरेस्टिंग। तो जो सस्टेनेबिलिटी की ये जो मैसेजिंग है, जो पेरेंटिंग के थ्रू आप अपने बच्चों पे लाना चाहते हैं, हाउ डिफिकल्ट इट इज़ और हाउ इम्पॉर्टेंट इट इज़ एंड हाउ यू आर एबल टू मैनेज एंड व्हाट इज द मैसेज फॉर अदर्स आल्सो ऑन दैट।
So first of all, I think when you become a parent, you become responsible. Before that, you're just living a life, must go up. Suddenly, when you are entering this new phase of life, you become conscious of everything. And during my pregnancy, it was a time that I was reading a lot. What happens after becoming a parent? What happens if I'm a mom? How to handle a baby, all of that. And I came across an article which said that when you become a parent, you destroy the planet. And there were 10 things that parents do which actually creates landfill, carbon emissions, plastic waste, single-use plastic, and whatnot. And being pregnant, high on hormones, it hit me very hard. And I took a pledge that when my child is born, when my baby comes, I am going to make sure that I do not destroy the planet. And I try to do everything consciously, mindfully. So the first step that I took was not giving diapers to my daughter. Fights, arguments, my own mother, disowning me, कि what is this behavior, your mother-in-law is calling and saying अपनी बेटी को समझाओ. Taking a longer maternity leave which is unpaid to potty train her. Going through those struggle wale years. Not using wet wipes. Very small things that an individual can do. And I did not think that one day I will be a sustainable parenting coach and people will call me to places like this and ask me, about my journey. I started talking about parenting while on the maternity leave because I had time in hand. I'm a professor otherwise. So it gave me a voice. And I started using this voice to raise awareness about parenting, about sustainability, and being mindful. So when I say sustainable parenting, it's not just about teaching your kid that you are supposed to repeat your outfits and we do not buy outfits for every occasion. But it is also a lot of mindfulness. My daughter was screen-free for first 5 years of her life. Again, it was a very difficult decision. But I took that decision to save her from a lot of things. So basically, I was not trying to save the environment, it was a byproduct itself from the plastics, from the toxins, from the chemicals. And the byproduct was that it was leaving a mark on the environment. And while I talked about it, while I blogged about it, people noticed it. So I did a campaign with Health Council for breast cancer awareness back in 2020, 2019, 21 for 3 years on social media. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
So I also did the campaign for COVID. In the second wave, I fought COVID, and which is when your organization approached me for a campaign, and I created around 3-4 videos to raise awareness about it. So. All of this is interconnected. So if you are a parent and if your practices, your lifestyle is sustainable, you are contributing to wellness, you are contributing to SDGs and bringing peace to yourself. Peace is not just about, bigger things, global. It's also the inner peace that we are talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. And I think this window of pregnancy in public health called window of opportunity. Why? Because we can bring many of the health interventions at that time. That is the institutional time when most of the people and most of the women they do reach to some kind of health institution, and because of the many schemes by the government, ASHA workers and all that. बट आपने उस विंडो ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी को दूसरी तरीके से भी यूज़ करा, एंड दैट वाज द सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन दैट जो अदिति जी ने बोला कि जान है और तो जहान है, आपने सोचा कि जान भी होनी चाहिए, जहान भी होना चाहिए, और जहान जो जान आने वाली है उसके लिए और अच्छा होना चाहिए. तो रियली अप्रिशिएट योर दैट realization which is making a lot of meaningful contribution, I'm sure, for not only the generation you are in, but for the next generation also. Brajesh जी, जो हमारे पैनल का नाम तो ग्रीन वाइट ऑनली है, बट मैंने 2 दिन में आपसे ये सीखा कि सस्टेनेबिलिटी को ग्रीन कर देना हमेशा इज नॉट सस्टेनेबल, और सस्टेनेबिलिटी इज अ मच वाइडर स्पेक्ट्रम. Everything works, when everything works in tandem, and which can contribute to the progress at individual level or maybe social level or national level. All that is important. So how do you see sustainability? And I mean, maybe if we have time, I don't know. So in the next round of question, I may ask about your wildlife, expeditions also. But how do you see sustainability from the eyes and lens of a global consultant who need to, again I come back to the same sentence which the Prime Minister also during COVID, he re-emphasized again and again that Jaan bhi, Jahan bhi. How do you see that?
I think so we have a doctor next to me. Let's talk about sustainability on a global perspective. Okay. I'll start from where Abhijit left. We have been pioneer of the ideas to the world for last many centuries. Today what UN has done has put some 17 blocks together and allowed the economies to come forward, adapt them, not adopt them, adapt them to their convenience and say, look, you put things in this perspective. Okay. We have been talking about Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, the wellness for everyone. We've been talking about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We've been talking about Atithi Devo Bhava. So these are the ancient concepts that we already have been living in this world. In fact, morning I talked about a couple of verses from 3 religious books, Quran, Bible and Gita, which
Pudaman, Guru Granth Sahib.
I missed that. So I think all our religious books, mythology talks about that this is the nature. You belong to it. Okay, you come here, your job is to protect it, nurture it, use it, and leave it the way it was given to you for the betterment to the generations to come. I mean, she's talking about the new generation, Jan, the next one. So globally, I think people have learned from us. They repackaged it, came back to us, and have given it back to you. To me, sustainability is not those 17 blocks. I mean, very clear. I advise firms, I advise conglomerates. I think sustainability is way beyond that. Sustainability is a mindset. It is how you think of, right? Your kid tells you when you're brushing your teeth in the morning, and if the water tap keeps running, no matter how 17 or 34 blocks you put on table, you are not sustainable. When you are thinking of buying something and you are not conscious, again I am saying people misjudge it. Why should we consume? Look, if you are not consuming, you are actually killing one of the blocks. It talks about sustainable growth also. Okay, industry has to mushroom. Now the bigger economies have invested, have made money, and now when this economy is growing and you're talking about the limitation, you should not do power generation, you should not do cement generation. No, we should. We should do consciously. We should consume power. If we will not consume power, how we will grow? If we are not having more motors, more machines, more railways, more aeroplanes, how our generation will do well? How can we remain a Vishwaguru? We cannot. For that, the growth has to continue. Industrialization should continue. It's a coexistence of it. So for me, sustainability is both ways. While what we are doing, when we are consuming, when we are investing in the right amount, energy from the right resources, energy, demand your producer to give you green energy. So this is something we are looking at in regard to changing a consumption pattern, not to stop the consumption. Second, I think we talk about job opportunity, employment generation. See, we are the largest highly populated country. If you start reading the books that have been written by the global companies or the UN so-called, then I think half the people will be jobless. So we are already witnessing a jobless growth in this country. We are growing, jobs are killing. And we have the front line of the people who come from the markets like Gorakhpur, markets like Varanasi. These people, they cannot go to big institute or big companies. They are going to get the jobs which are in front line. So you have to also create opportunity for the people who are coming from tier B, tier C and these kind of market who are actually embracing to take the bigger job opportunity. Again I am saying, it is a collective growth that has to happen. And then I think we are talking about peace, neighborhood. I think we taught the world. We are the nation who never invaded anyone. We have been invaded multiple times, for centuries, for ages. So I think who then India can be a better example of adhering to those UN SDG goals way before even UN could even think about it. So our value system is very robust. Okay. We have been taught that when your neighbor is unwell, you go and take care of it. This is what sustainability talks about. So that's from my perspective. And I think coming back to what you said about green vibes, perhaps it's the last session. Tomorrow we'll go back to our places. Let me take an opportunity and thank Amriji for giving us this opportunity. I had my relationship with Gorakhpur. I built the telecom network here way back in 2003, 4, 5 when I was working with Bharti Airtel. I know city like back of my farm. The city is different this time. Thank you, Preeti ji, for being so kind host. And I think we enjoyed the feast yesterday. There are literally green vibes. The food was awesome. And the team that has been working with Amrish ji, and though he is a one-man team, but there is still a support system that we have. So I am feeling a lot of green vibes around, and next to me as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, so sustainability is, collective growth, a growth which is sustainable, and a growth which is inclusive, which is not a growth of one part of the society and not the other part of the society. It has to be inclusive. And India has been in the forefront of many things. Abhijit talked about how India became the first country to ban single-use plastic completely. So we are taking those challenges. We have been, I think, quite reluctant in many of the commitments of SDG in the past, especially for your climate change related thing. But India is now forthcoming. We are taking up a lot of companies are taking up a voluntary target of becoming net zero and all that. So when the large organizations, corporates are becoming and trying to be net zero, I think it's the responsibility of each one of us to try to be, net zero in our, day-to-day life. Aditi, one of the good example you gave that, sustainability is always about also. So please, take this message from Aditi that self-care steps SDGs or sustainability. How do you see and what do you suggest how we can, really involve sustainability? How we can, bring in that net zero approach in our day-to-day functioning? Taking care of ourselves, or maybe electricity consumption, so many things. So I'm sure through your such a vast influence on the society, people follow, lakhs of people follow you, your devices, especially on mental health as well, because mental health also need to. It's if you are everything is sustainable around you, your mental health is also sustained. So how do you recommend? What are the ways which are the takeaway for the people?
So I think what is important to see is your daily routine. It is all, if you tell me over a period of 3 days what you do, I can tell you how your life is going to pan out. I'm no astrologer, I'm not clairvoyant, but I can tell you how your life is going to pan. It is all about the habits that each individual has. Your life is in the habits. So as much as possible, if you can inculcate good habits in your life, you will be sustainable. You will lead a healthy life. Today, I don't know how many of us over here can touch your toes without bending your knees. That's one of the good yardsticks of assessing your own health. और ये और कोई नहीं कर पाता है, ये हमें खुद को ही करना है. You are responsible for your own health. Doctors are there, yes. Organic food is there, yes. But वो खाना तो हमारे हाथ में है. If I'm hungry, do I reach out to a packet of chips or do I pick up an apple? ये choice किसके हाथ में है? It is up to you. So what my suggestion to each individual over here is do an audit of your life. When you go home, if not anything, that is a takeaway from here. Selfies तो होती रहेंगी, वो सब तो होता रहेगा. Instagram पे reels हम डालते रहेंगे. लेकिन 3 दिन के लिए, just write down every night how your day was. Where did you spend your time? How did you feel throughout the day? Because when you ask somebody, how are you feeling? The response I get is okay. Okay is not a feeling. Do you know how you feel, what your emotions really are? There is something called as an emotional wheel, which is very easily available on Google. वो ऑडिट करिए आप, क्योंकि आजकल जैसे आपने बहुत अच्छी बात करी है कि स्क्रीन नहीं दिया आपके बेबी को, ये बहुत अच्छी बात है, because screen is taking away a lot from us as human beings. Our concentration is dropping to less than a goldfish. और ये साइन है कि आप मेरी बात सुनिए, लेस देन अ गोल्ड फिश, दैट इज नॉट अ गुड थिंग. तो रात को सोने से पहले कि आप स्क्रीन देख के सोते हो, सुबह उठ के फर्स्ट थिंग कि आप स्क्रीन देखते हो, दैट्स नॉट अ गुड थिंग. हमारे शास्त्रों में लिखा था कि सूर्य भगवान जो है उसे हम पानी चढ़ाते थे. वो क्यों? बिकॉज वो जो सनरेज आती है सनराइज के टाइम पे, वो हमारे दृष्टि के लिए बहुत अच्छी होती है. Now Western culture, it's nothing bad, I'm not of it, and now we are accepting it from there, but we already had it in us. We've been saying that over and over again on this panel discussion. So I think what is important for everybody is to see their lives, see कि आप कैसा क्या व्यवहार कर रहे हो अपने आप के साथ. What is the consumption जो एक छोटा वॉइस होता है ना सबके दिमाग में, जो बात कर रहा है तो ये क्या कह रही है, या कॉन्स्टेंटली वो स्मॉल वॉइस जाता नहीं कहीं पे, वो क्या कह रहा है आपको. Have you had that conversation with yourself? Because remember, you are the only person you spend maximum time with in your life. आपका पर्सनल रिलेशनशिप क्या है अपने आप के साथ? Again a sign. I do believe in a lot of signs.
Actually, this is a better ambience. You are saving electricity as well.
Saving electricity as well, yes, indeed. So, on a lighter note, go home, assess your life, introspect, make those little changes, little shifts that you can. And where fashion is concerned, I love glamour, I love fashion, I've been part of it, but I believe in repeating clothes. I've got flack for it also. A few years back when sustainability was not a fashionable word to be thrown around, I was told by media, luckily there was no social media at that time, oh, that she repeats her clothes, that she not have money. And to that I used to say that, I do, it's not like I can't buy a different outfit all the time, but why should I do that when I can repeat the clothes which are in good shape and good condition? Thank you. Amrishji, thank you, Prithvi, thank you for having me once again. House of Mosaic, I love the word mosaic. Ultimately, we are connected. We all are part of a mosaic, which is a beautiful, beautiful painting. Life is beautiful. Go live it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aditi. And it was, I think it's a well summarized and good concluding remark. I should not be, coming in between the dinner and the later part of the celebration. So thank you so much for all of you and wonderful speakers. A lot to learn from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all our panelists, and I would request Kamal sir to please be here on the stage itself. We have a keynote address from your side, sir, on since sustainability are basically a short one it is, and after that there is one more panel discussion left. So I just want that you people be here, and over to Kamal sir.
Yes, no, actually I'm not going to give any points because I almost at most of the panel discussion I thought my keynote has been removed, so I made the keynote there itself. So thank you so much for being the present,